This will be my last unboxing video, at least for a while. And what we have today, we have the motherboard, which is the Asus Prime B450M-A2. It's not a new board, but it's a cheap one, and it's meant for a budget PC system. So let's see what this board offers. It supports Windows 11, Ryzen 3000 and 5000 desktop series. And if we take a look what's inside this pocket, we will have two SATA cables. One has the straight connection, so straight and straight. Other one has straight and 90-degree bend. And I guess this is it. So let me somehow take it out. Then we have the board, and let's see if we have anything else. We should have at least something. We do. We have the screws for the SSD, the M.2 NVMe SSD. We have the I/O shield and some instructions. So you get safety information, you get the instruction of the motherboard layout, which is very important, and how to install the CPU and the memory. So this is very nice, especially if you're doing the PC build system for the first time. And then you also have the user guide. This guide comes with a CD, which you probably won't be able to use. And let's see, safety information about this guide, package contents. So basically this is everything, but not how to install it. So the installation is separate, but this is the information about the motherboard itself and what to do once inside the BIOS. Well, actually, this also shows how to install the CPU and the memory, but those installation instructions that came separately are better. Now let's see what's inside the package. Obviously the motherboard. So the motherboard was packaged in an anti-static bag. On the back we have the CPU plate, which is what you need to actually mount the CPU cooler. So why did I choose this motherboard? Well, it has 4 memory sticks. I only have 2 for now, but down the line, if I want to increase the capacity, I'll be able to do so. It also supports the 5000 series. I'll be using Ryzen 5060, so I'll also be able to upgrade down the line if I'll find the need. It has a heatsink on the VRAM. While this one only has one M.2 slot, I might be able to use these 2 sockets to connect an adapter and use another M.2 slot that way, but this also depends on the GPU height. It has the SATA connections on this side, so not just on this one, which is something that I will use for the SATA SSD that I have. And also on the side it has the BIOS flashback, which is not something that every motherboard has and also not everyone needs. Also on the back we have 4 USB 3.2 generation 1. This is not quite enough for me, for what I need. I need these 2 USB 3.2 generation 2, which can provide up to 5 amps, which I will probably use to power this camera that is overhead, because currently I have it connected to an outlet. Now when it comes to cheaper motherboards, what they lack is fan connections. This one has chassis fan 1, chassis fan 2 and CPU fan, but it also has a fan header for RGB, which is something that I might also use, depending on which CPU cooler I'll put on the CPU. But in case you run out of fan headers, what you can also use is a splitter like this cable. It has 4-pin connection on one end, and then you have, in this case, 3 connections on the other side. This can also be just a normal Y splitter, so you have 2 connections, but you also can have up to 5. But what you have to know that this connector, this one has 4 cables, which means it's the primary, but these two only have 3 wires. So if you connect 2 fans to a cable like this one, make sure that one of the fans is connected to 4 cables, because that fan will provide the PWM signal to the other fan. But you don't have to use something like this. I just chose this because it's easy to use, and because the case is minimal, I don't have a space for any of the USB fan headers, which is basically another PCB that you have to stick somewhere. As for the size, if you want the size, it's the standard one. It's 24.4 centimeters times, I think, also 24.4. And why I also chose this motherboard, because the case that I'll be using, I wanted to fill in the whole space, because that is what most of you might use. Not maybe this model of motherboard, but another one. And I'll see if I can fit everything inside that case. That's it for this quick unboxing and review video of the Asus Prime B450M-A-2 motherboard. I'll be using this motherboard in Johnsbow C6 case, so if you don't want to miss that video, subscribe to the channel.